I'll need to crop that out. Oh my god. There is a delay. Testing. 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 Hi guys, have you been? Let me just wipe that. That's much better. You know, I've realized that probably my phone is a bit old. It's not like it just dawned on me, it's just that I realized that probably my phone is a bit old. This was my feet for the day. Like I'll ever get to that. Okay. It would be nice to like share outfits and everything, but I don't know. At some point, it gets because you're like, unless like I get to a point where I just have clothes where I'm wearing and then I give away. Anyway, hi guys, my name is Stacey Nduta. I was blabbering for the past 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes, so that I can allow. This usually cuts off a few seconds. It sheds a few seconds ahead. So I was just making sure it doesn't shed off any relevant content, such as my name. Welcome so much to my channel. Why am I standing? I don't know. I don't have a high table, stool, or whatever. And of course, as usual, she wants to say hi. Say hi. Say hi. She's angry at me because I just walked in and I haven't fed them. So I think as I do the introduction, that's Laka. Come say hi. He's more feisty. Are you seeing him? He doesn't know how to tulia. But I love him so much. He's called Lacazette because he like plays football with everything. So today's topic is we are here to create. So feeding them some moment now. So basically, when I say we are here to create, it's because I realized that sometimes we get so caught up in finding our purpose. I did this talk last Wednesday when I was trying to be a ninja in terms of tech by connecting my Instagram to my YouTube live without a third party. You'd think I know better, but no, clearly I do not know better with all these years of experience. But basically what I was covering last week was how chasing your purpose isn't exactly going to help you find your calling. I am looking for the right way to develop this topic without anyone feeling attacked, you know. But basically, when I say we are here to create, what I basically mean is we all have ideas, you know, we all have things that we'd like to create and just form, or rather we've had an idea but we've never really followed through, and then later on we see someone else executing it, because that's the fact of how everything operates. You know, like people will be like, oh, they stole my idea. Not really. I feel like at some point, probably around the world, maybe like 1,000 people get the same idea. I'm not saying that you're not unique or original or authentic. I'm just saying that considering how large this planet is, what is the probability that your idea, no one else has executed it? Because if you think about it, most ideas, maybe you have thought of the product part, then someone else executes the same idea but from another end, perhaps from the service end of it, and then ends up offering the product that you have thought of. So that's the cycle. So when I say stop chasing your purpose, what I mean to say is, what are you reconnecting? What jokes are these? what's happening? We have Wi-Fi, we have data, but somehow we are reconnecting. Anyway, so yeah, focus on your strengths. Focus on the service that you can offer to those people that you hope to connect with. Because I feel like, think about it this way. People in the service industry are more likely to rub shoulders with powerful people because of a service that they are offering, right? Think about it. Because if someone comes to you because you already offer something, it already gives you like the upper hand. I know this is sounding like a power play thing, but hear me out. So you cannot ask or chase your purpose with an open hand. You have to be willing to part with something. I know we say everything like the best things in life are free, but if you think about it, everything has a cost to some extent. For example, if I want to enjoy a financially free life, my price is an example. My price right now is by focusing, and I mean focusing on the projects that are, going to propel me towards that direction of financial freedom. So it's the same thing as you chasing your purpose. By chasing it, it's basically you trying out different careers, and then you're just like, okay, no, this is not for me, this is not for me, this is not for me. But something that I really call for on this channel is introspection. If you're able to sit down and understand yourself to some depth, you will of course be able to have sharpened discernment of what your skills look like, of what your strengths look like, of what an ideal environment where you can thrive looks like. But sometimes what we do is that we chase a career because we feel like we would be amazing doctors, would be amazing lawyers because I like arguing. You see, we go for what looks shiny, and then when we are miserable, we ask ourselves, without questioning you. We think about what we have an expectation about what that looks like, but really, there's the expectation of what a career looks like. Let me give myself as an example. Honestly, I studied for Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Science, or rather in pharmaceutical science. I love science. I love biology. I loved chemistry. Oh my god, you people, you need to understand the obsession I had with those two subjects. And even I was such a teacher's pet for those classes. But when I actually went for the attachment, and I was sharing this story with someone recently, when I went for the attachment, I realized that as much as I love the subject, the experience itself of sitting in a lab, basically, you have no connection to the world for a couple of hours because it's a sterile area. So you have to leave your phone in the locker the other side. So I'd be offline, and by then I was already running a business. So you can imagine how frustrating it was because I need to figure out, so, okay, I had to delegate messages being answered, orders being delivered. It was hectic. But the point is, that attachment allowed me to experience it and be able to identify that, no, this is not for me. So sometimes we use that as our way of canceling out. So we have like a long list of careers, and then we're like, okay, now we are going to go and be, and then we do the masters, we do everything, and then we're like, it's not for me. And then by the end of your life, you ask yourself, okay, was I happy? Because if you're chasing happiness, it means you're not at a state of happiness. It does. You see, that's obvious. Yes, of course it's obvious, but think about it like that. Instead of chasing the feeling, the money, the high of doing a certain job, start focusing on the skills that actually, because what I've realized is the more you work with the skills that you have, you're able to pivot naturally through the course of that I have done a lot in digital media, and that's why I can confidently be a consultant in that capacity. But I've seen it's opening other doors because digital media is pretty wide, and also marketing itself is another branch. So being able to identify, I'll be able to do this, I'll be able to do that because of having a depth of understanding of who I am and what I want in life. You see, that's I'm not saying that these are the steps to success. No, 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 no. All I'm saying is sometimes chasing results isn't the best way to go about life. You can chase because you've seen someone else. Because what do you do for a living? Those videos. What do you do for a living? Oh, okay. And then someone else like, I want to drive that type of car, so I should probably get into crypto. I should probably get into drop shipping. I should probably, there's so many things. But remember, so many people have done those things but haven't come out successfully. It's the same way we can plant as many seeds as we want in one piece of land and give all of them the same attention, the same amount of manure, the same amount of sun, the same amount of water, moisture, love, whatever you give plants. But at the end of the day, it's the seed's capacity that matters. So it's the same thing with you. For you to find your calling, you're actually not finding it outside or externally. You're basically doing some sort of accumulative skill set approach to it. Because what I love is the freedom that you get when you're able to strip away all the heavy items or the expectations or the whatnot, because you already know, I can do this, I've done this, and I'm also curious to go beyond what I've done. It's not how you can maybe start a new job and you're like, oh no, that's a whole different whatever, we didn't negotiate this, but really they expect you to learn it and everything. So I hope that makes sense, because this is such a heavy topic. And I even remember reading Rick Warren's book and floating throughout. I think I'll even reconnecting. Anyway, I remember reading it when I was in high school, and I don't know, I think it was a bit heavy because I'd read and I'm just dozing off because I'm like, what is this guy saying? It makes no sense what this guy is saying. So yeah, that is basically the gist of this specific item. So just to summarize what I've said, in case you missed it, usually with the editing, with the videos that I edit separately, it's easier to like put the titles in between. But yeah, here for live, someone might be like, wait, you're done. What was point number 2? I'm like, those were all the points. I need to stop talking. Okay. So basically the first point was stop chasing your purpose. Focus more on your skill set. And then realize that your career is not linear. The trajectory doesn't just look like this. It looks like roots, like this, and then there are other ways you can diverge. So it's more about, you can actually end up going back to the original line. So it's more about you learning how to accumulate your skill set. Yes, it's more about you learning how to accumulate your skill set. And then from there, you can diversify your service because you're able to pinpoint and strip away any extra bits or even add on, because I know there are clients who really enjoy when you give them add-on value. So yeah, and that even gives you a way to diversify your whatever, your invoice, your clients. Like the world is your oyster at some point. Like you don't have to get so stuck up. I am this, so I can only do this. Who said? It's just one identity. There are people who switch up. There are people who, when they are with their lawyer friends, it's called code switching. When they're with their lawyer, doctors, which other careers are there? Marketing and sales, accounting, etc. They have that professional look, and then as soon as they meet up with their friends, completely different person. Like if you meet them in public, you're like, is it really you? No, no, it's not. So it's that people who are able to do that whole code switching, but I prefer I prefer being able to be. Okay, we are back. It's a cap. I don't have the capacity to be vibrant in this environment, and then you're this other person. That whole changing of masks, by the way, it actually, sorry to say, at some point you just shed it off, and then people are like, oh, what happened to you? You've changed. Of course I've changed. Am I supposed to be the same person I was when I was 16? No. Each year, each part of life is different, and it demands a different part of me. So yeah. And then for the final point is about, it's like a build up towards the diversifying your service. So if you're able to diversify your service, that means an increment in your remuneration, sorry. And that's how you actually develop different streams of income. You're not developing different streams of income by having different businesses. No, it's because people are coming to you for the different capacities that you can fill their cups. You get it? So, ta-ra, I'm done. This was a redo for last week's live video. I feel like I've not done it justice because I was really, 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 really on the wavelength last week. But it's alright. It's all good. Thank you so much for tuning in. Will there be a Friday upload this week? I mean, we've been trying to do that Friday upload for a month. So we shall try. We shall try. I mean, I love making content, but the last few weeks have been quite hectic. Honestly, I'm not complaining. I'm grateful. It's just that I'm realizing that I need to either do batched content, but then again, I like my content being very current, very current. I don't give people still things. So, yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, I mean, like, you're here, so the thing. Yeah, so I've been stuck at 520 for a minute. And I'm asking myself, because they do this thing where if you subscribe to a YouTube channel without necessarily watching any of their content, they'll strip you off that person's subscription, whatever. If you've never known, if you've ever subscribed to something and then you never find it in your subscription, it's because their bot said, or the algorithm was like, this person has not watched enough for them to be willing to subscribe. And that's like basically 2 minutes or more of the content. So guys, do that thing. Thank you so much. Where am I hipping to? I want to go upstairs. I do this thing where I go to the rooftop and I just take in what has happened for the day, and just sit with my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, because it's really necessary, honestly. If you keep suppressing that thing in, there'll be a day it'll just and it will not be pretty. So I'm learning how to housekeep, literally, because by the way, housekeeping your house is exactly how housekeeping for yourself is. And that's a topic for another day. So let me know if you'd like me to cover that. Besides that, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you either for the Friday upload or the Monday upload. And I'm really excited about the Monday upload. The book I'll be reviewing this month is, actually I want to do a book and a podcast. So the book I'll be reviewing this week is, what is it called? So You're Stuck. I didn't carry it. I was thinking if I carried it. So You're Stuck in Your Career. It's what we're covering at the book club meet on the 19th. If you want details for that also, you can let me know. I can share with you. And yeah, so the podcast will be to my sisters. I love that. I was introduced to it by one of my dear friends, and it's such an amazing podcast, you guys. Like, okay, for the ladies, for the men who want tips, if you've been struggling getting to us now that Valentine's is on Monday. Okay, baby, I'm not even going to go to town. Monday. Monday will not see me in town. I'm not dealing with that redness that happens. Suddenly, people are like, I can't. I can't.